Hello, hello. Welcome to Wellness Wellbeing Wednesday, everybody. I am so excited to be in a new place. Look at this beautiful background. We are live. We are in a beautiful place in El Salvador called Xanadu. And I am just ecstatic to have all of you guys here. We've got an amazing topic today. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Wellness Wellbeing Wednesday as we are talking about wellness tips. Our series, of course, this month is Revitalizing Yourself with Lasting Lifestyle Changes and a Wellness Mindset in the year of 2026. There is some background noise. I'm going to be doing some adjustments to see how we are going to improve that with the times. But we're talking about women's health today. Our special guest speaker is Dr. Anaïs, Verena, Garcia, y Boullosa. I'm going to have her pronounce her name again for me to make sure that that is done properly when she comes on. She is a physician in functional medicine and holistic health. She's an energy healer who's going to actually just be speaking to us all about that wisdom. Her focus is helping ambitious, high-achieving women break free from chronic stress and exhaustion to reconnect with the sustainable energy, joy, and true health for you ladies out there and men. So my question that I want to ask all of you is, why is the health of women so important? I want to make sure that we do have an audio check so that we can listen in. So that's all good, that we do have the audio check that everybody can hear. If I can get some thumbs up, that would be amazing, just to make sure we can hear everything before we bring Dr. Anaïs on. And I'm going to do one as well, just to make sure that that part is going good. And we are good. We are good. So my name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur, your hospitality, health, and wellness strategist that is here to help guide you through a positive process for change. And that is with a lean, holistic, healing approach from the inside out. That lean stands for your lifestyle, your exercise, your attitude, and your nutrition, while taking and showing you to those top luxury wellness destinations all over the world. MacArthur Accommodations is sponsoring, and we have the gracious gratitude to the entire team for bringing these wellness tips. And we are a hospitality, health, and wellness coaching and consulting advisement company that specializes in that overall optimal health and wellness worldwide, with the innovations to reflect, recharge, and renew yourself one step at a time. I am an international master certified health and wellness coach that complements the certification in traditional Chinese medicine. And my focus is medical tourism. So I am excited to bring on Dr. Anaïs and say hello, hello. Thank you for being here.
That's my pleasure. So happy to be here, and thank you for your invitation.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. We got to meet, Dr. Anaïs and I got to meet here in El Salvador at the Reclaiming Health and Longevity Symposium. So that has been just a true honor. I got to hear her speak about just a wealth of information that I just want to pass it over to you, Dr. Anaïs, and just here in just a few moments. But what I want to tell you guys is that not only is she sharing wisdom on health, inner balance, and life that make you ladies feel light again, she has been trained in functional medicine and grounded in deep intuition. Dr. Anaïs bridges the seen and the unseen realms of healing. After confronting the limits of conventional medicine, which you guys know I talk about all the time, she is actually one of those doctors that turned towards a more integrated path, combining science, energy work, and spiritual guidance. from one of Switzerland's leading holistic clinics to a thriving global community of 60,000, plus 60,000. Dr. Anaïs especially helps women worldwide to restore vitality, your harmony, and deep inner joy. Her work blends diagnostics with energetic recalibration, guiding people into their full healing potential. So, what I want to say is please help me welcome her. I do want to give you the disclaimer that even though she is a doctor and she is well educated, this podcast is for educational purposes only. We are not here to treat, diagnose, or prescribe. If you are in need or in danger, please seek professional help immediately. Dr. Anaïs's link to her website so you can get in touch with her. Hey, she's a doctor I want to get in touch with. It's in there scrolling down at the bottom. So welcome, Dr. Anaïs. So tell us a little bit more about where you got started and your why of having such a passion.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And I think what like the starting point for most people is your own pain. And for me, it was the same. So when I studied medicine, it was like probably I was beginning of 20. I had crazy symptoms in my body. I looked every day completely bloated. I had so much pain in my body. I went to several doctors and like they all were like, there's nothing we can do about it. You kind of just have to live with it. And I was like at the beginning of my 20s shocked, was like, I can't be like this the rest of my life. And that's how I kind of went deep down into the whole healing area. Of course, I looked into nutrition. I started looking into nutrition actually when I was 14. Like I always was this health nerd and I loved that. But then I think after treating all this, like let's say symptoms on the body level, and I still had symptoms and like I still did not felt great, I find out that healing is way more holistic than just helping the body with the right nutrition, with the right routines and the right like exercises, and that we have to look into the mental space and also like the spiritual energetic space too in order to like really heal holistically.
I love that, and thank you for sharing that. And what I really enjoy, Dr. Anaïs, is when you talk about it, and we are worldwide, international. And so you get to really help these women all around, just because when you look at there's different climates, there's different barometric pressures, there's different parts of the world, especially how that might affect our hormones and how that goes into the menstrual cycle, from the menstrual cycle to menopause. And while that's a big it's a big time frame, I'd like you to kind of maybe just bring in a little bit of that, how it comes like when you were young and starting out from that menstrual cycle, for the young viewers out there that are like, hey, and they're in that wonderful, what you call that flow of childbearing. And you're in Italy right now. The Italians are so wonderful about speaking out about the menstrual cycle. This is beautiful. This is about, the childbearing, creating the babies and everything about that. I'd love for you to kind of go through that part of the flow and just share anything else that might come to you.
Yeah, of course. I think what I would like to add or say first of all is that, as you already also said, your menstrual cycle is a gift. It's like nothing to worry about. Or like in the society tells you that it's kind of normal to have like bloating, to have symptoms, to have pain when you have your menstrual cycle, which actually is just a sign of your body telling you that something got out of balance. Your menstrual cycle can be in flow, it can be in ease, it can actually be very joyful. And I think this is the first starting point to actually nourish yourself and your cycle in order to really thrive again, to not see it as your enemy and start seeing it as your good friend, something like it wants to tell you something, right? So looking into nutrition, of course, your nutrient nutrition around your cycle, that you might need, for example, like more carbs at the end of the cycle, or like when like you need more like magnesium, and like to really change these, also change routines. I love biohacking, I love all the longevity tips, but most of it's, in my opinion, made for men. So like I'm not doing like this ice bath and cold showers every day, and to really see that your menstrual cycle is like you have summer, spring, winter, and autumn, just that you have in nature. So in the different times, you need different things, where like you might be more thriving, more full of energy when you have your ovulation, instead of like when you have your menstruation, you might want to have more warmth, more cozy, more like self-care, to really have this like more check-in with yourself. And I shared that in my speech in El Salvador too, where like these two basic questions I actually ask myself every single morning. It's like I close my eyes, I put my hand on my heart, and I just ask myself, how am I today, and what do I need? So, and sometimes the answer to what do I need might just be, I feel like I want a nice cup of tea and sit down. Maybe it's sometimes socializing and like meeting a nice friend, whatever that question might be. It also doesn't have to be so big, but just have to this check in with yourself and like nourish this connection to yourself and to your body in order to know what you need. Like your intuition is so intelligent, we just kind of forget to listen to it.
For sure, it is. And it's about listening to your body, because when we are listening to our body, we're becoming more in tune. For me,
you sound like a robot, my dear.
Yeah, as far as I was about to say the same thing. My Wi-Fi is excellent. How's it right now? Has it gotten better?
The robot.
So what I want to talk about, and I'm going to probably go into a different area so we have a better Wi-Fi connection, is when we talk about the body and how the body is becoming a little bit more in tune and listening to our body. For myself, at the age of 22,
Yeah.
Is that better?
A bit better.
Okay.
I also have to adjust as I'm losing battery.
Okay, so when we talk, while she adjusts her battery, about how the body is in tuned and how the body becomes in tuned is going to be something that is important when you're listening. For myself, at the age of 22, being diagnosed with a double autoimmune, one of the muscular dystrophies and lupus, that was something that was a little bit more. So hopefully on Anaïs is that we've got here. And there we go. All right. So what I want to say is too, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You.
I don't see you. I don't know if you want to maybe come back in, and that way that the connection. Anaïs is in Italy. She is from Germany, and so while we do have the wonderful part of internet gremlins and all of that, we still have the wonderful beauty of being able to connect. It's just the gremlins don't always cooperate with us at times. So Anaïs, you might need to go back out and come back in. I'm not sure how the Wi-Fi is.
I will do that.
Okay, great. So one of the things too, I want you guys to go to her website. It's www.anais-garcia.com. Go to that website so you can kind of just see. I am putting that into the chat here for all of you guys to also see as well, so that y'all can. And I'm going to put that in. Another part is I'd love for you, while we're waiting for her to come back on and you're talking about women's health, go in and please drop in your questions. Drop in your questions right now if you have. And that way you can see there is Dr. Anaïs's website. But if you have some questions for her, we've got a medical expert that is online, so that you can come in and you can ask her these different questions that might be here for her to answer for you. So thank you, Dr. Anaïs. So we will get past these gremlins that come in. So when the body is connecting, as far as, and it is, we're looking at our body at a young age, it's really important. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let me check my Wi-Fi. so we can see if it is, if it's me or if it's something else. Okay, as we're testing.
I'm gonna do one as well,
Okay.
just to make sure.
Yeah, it seems like it is. Is your Wi-Fi? I know that Sarah in India had to switch over to her phone. It sounds good, I think, on my side. Can you hear me now, Dr. Anaïs? I think she's frozen. Okay, let me tell her to go back in. All right, let me just see maybe if she come through. So here's her website that, there we go. We will make this work. There we go. We will make this work. How's your audio now?
Yeah, I hear you like as a robot. I don't know what the problem is.
I don't know.
Let me see. I don't know if it's mine.
If you're on
Audio.
Chrome and versus Safari, make sure that sometimes, and don't have any of the tabs open. Sometimes is a quick.
I'm on Safari.
Okay. Try to go out and click back on maybe on Chrome, and that might help it for just a few minutes.
Okay. Then I go back out again.
You can try that. Yes, for sure. Okay. So while she comes back on, I would love for you guys to, when we're talking about holistic health and going in and being, what's it called, in tuned into your body, guys, I want to hear from you. If you want, hit the subscribe button.
Can hear you now.
Hi, Summer. Hey, Summer. It's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Summer. Yeah, does she have, if you have earbuds, good morning, Summer. We love you. And if Dr. Anaïs, can you hear us, Dr. Anaïs?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes.
We don't have video. I don't have your beautiful face, but we do have your voice. So let's kind of go with that. They have seen your voice. And if you will talk to us a little bit about, Dr. Anaïs, the part is when we're young and we're starting, and then we go into the menopause. It's really about connecting with our body and how that holistic health, because you said you put your hand on your heart. You talk about that. Give us a little bit more about that.
Of course. I think what's super important, is also to have like good diagnostic, which why I do also, of course, do all the longevity, all the medicine integrated in it, so to really see where is the body and where it might need some support. So like look at the hormone levels, look also at like the adrenals, also gut health, of course, super important when it comes to hormones too, and to like really look into the body, what diagnosis you might need in order to get better help or like get better health, of course, and then support on the like the body where it actually is. Because especially when it comes, I find, to longevity and all the biohacking tools and stuff, like especially supplement, there are so many out there, and I see a lot of like with my clients also, when they come to me, they have like a list of like 20 supplements that might be good, but maybe your body don't need it. So to really be more specific in treating what your body actually needs, I find is life-changing. To like it, not more is always better or like more, and just to have the things you actually need.
I love that. Thank you, Dr. Anaïs. I also just thought about something on a technology side. If you want to try to also log in on your phone, maybe we can see your face and that can be muted. And
I'm on my phone.
Oh, you are? Okay. Or vice versa. But this is great. you know, when you're going into that part, are there anything that with diet, with exercise, with things, because lab work is
Yeah,
very important. And that's something that you do a consultation. I saw that on your site that you can
yeah.
walk through that. But yeah, tell us about some other things that you might say that's important, as well as what they might find in your 8-week therapy that you offer as well.
Yeah, of course. So especially when it comes to diet and as a woman, for example, like for men, fasting is great tool, and I do love fasting, but like as a woman, like nearly all of my clients who did intermittent fasting, like especially when you still have a cycle, like let you stop doing it and like have a proper breakfast, have a good breakfast with especially a lot of fast and a lot of protein. You have better energy level throughout the day. It's like you have more stable hormones, also not so big like blood sugar like rises and downs, so you have less cravings. Super important, like not have like this porridge in the morning, or if so, then a lot of fats and protein around it. Also, no low fat diet again, like please, people, like especially like butter and these things are so important for your hormones. Like the hormones are made out of cholesterol, so like this is the basic where all the hormones get produced by. And especially like for example, I had a client, I remember her so like she was recently one of my clients, and she had like PMS and like some hormonal problems throughout her cycle, and she was like vegetarian or like vegan before, and then she just implemented butter and eggs, and nearly all her symptoms have gone, like gone. Like she felt so amazing, Hannah. But like you do need fat, especially some animal fat. You don't have to eat so much meat if you don't feel like it. I myself, I'm an omnivore. I eat everything, but I go with my body. Like sometimes I do eat it, sometimes not. Like really feeling what I need. But like having some good fats and like a good protein in your diet, super life changing. And also what I find to routines to like really have like it more adapted to your cycle, and all like let's say right after your period until or like around ovulation, you have a lot of energy, so use that time for your hits, use that time for more running, for like really proper workouts. And like the later in the cycle you are, so like in the luteal, especially the week before the period, do like a bit slower training, not hit, and like maybe some yoga, or you can do go in the gym, but like do a bit like a less weight, so like really adjust to your energy levels. It's normal, of course, that your energy is not always like completely the same throughout the cycle, but if you feel like tired all the time, or like you even wake up tired, then this is like actually a sign of your body saying something is wrong, or like it just needs support. I would not say wrong, your body is always right, your body's a miracle, also never forget that, but like just your body wants some support in it.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Dr. Anaïs. Those are some really good, important things. And the other part I want to kind of talk about, because as a coach, and obviously, my main focus that's helped me is in traditional Chinese medicine, which falls under that functional integrated medicine
Yeah.
where you are. And I think that one day when we first met and we were talking, and you were like, hey, even and we were at the restaurant when we as well, is there's certain things, there's that what you just spoke about. I loved one of your post on biohacking, like we were talking with Sarah, as far as, and you had something, you're like, okay, I'm stepping into the biohacking. And then you were like, okay, where with males and females, I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. That was very intriguing when I was watching that part of your post on that.
Of course. Yeah, I think also when I started my biohacking journey, I tried to do everything so perfect. And of course, there are like, I would say certain routes I go by, especially in my nutrition, like don't have seed oils, try to reduce inflammation. Or like if I have bread, I have sourdough. So like these like small things I go by. But I think this especially is high achieving women, which why I love working with them, because I'm still a high achieving woman, but I do know how to take care of my body, because I used to try to do everything perfectly. And I think at the end we like, especially we women, we stress ourselves even more. Like I can't do this, I couldn't do that, like restriction here, restriction there, and just like follow every biohacking rule, I feel like this leads way more to burnout, instead of just connecting more to your body, and to, like, as I already mentioned, like, do ice baths not every day, or also fasting. Like, a good way to fast as a woman is around ovulation or right before it. And also, I like, do we always need so much extremes? I think at the end it's all about balance and not pushing to not go over your own boundaries. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And Summer, who's amazing. I love you, Summer. Thank you for asking this question. Is she asked, do women need to take an estrogen supplement or at menopause, or can diet do that?
I think there's no yes or no answer to it, because body is so individual, and some people might need, then some might not. So of course you can help, like, with your diet, some, like, things like who can help raising, or like rising the estrogen, but I think there's no yes or no answer to it. And also, that it's not all about estrogen, right? So I mean, that's one very important hormone, but also we do need progesterone still, even in menopause, which is amazing for energy and also for sleep. And even sometimes testosterone, yeah, like some bioavailable, like hormones to take. I never use synthetic anything. I'm always using bioavailable hormones, if so. But it's very individual which one you need.
That's great. That's what she just heard that straight on. She's like, the body sends your signals, and she was hearing that. And we thank you for sharing that, because when the body does send the signals, that's something that's going to be very important. And that goes back to really tuning in. That goes back to starting your day with, like, you put your hand on your heart. As far as for me, it's like, after making sure everything's taken care of, but doing my stretches, doing a walk to go to, right now I get to go to the ocean for a 2-minute walk with the dog, saying my prayers, doing my Bible study, different things to really listen. And supplements, the herbs, the plants, those are not synthetic like the pharmaceuticals. While there's always a time and place for it, is for you, I'm hearing too that it is. And what's a good, from a doctor's standpoint, Dr. Anaïs, what would you say that it's a good point for someone to realize? Do I need to go to traditional medicine? That something's needed. Obviously, if there's an emergency, can you feed on that for just a little bit?
Of course. As you already mentioned, of course, if there's an emergency, please go see, like, traditional medicine. I mean, myself, I had a kind of anaphylactic shock some weeks ago, and I ended actually up in the hospital. And of course, I was so grateful having traditional medicine at that point, because, like, some herbs would have not helped me. So in any kind of, like, really emergency, please see a doctor and go to the emergency room or whatever. I think it comes down where, when you feel like something is very out of balance, where, like, you can't handle it anymore, like you're having, I don't know, panic attacks, you're really anxious, everything feels overwhelmed, then symptoms like that, then you really might need some medication. Or, like, I find always the best is actually to have both, right? I find in medicine we are so often like either or, to like one thing or the other, and better to, like, have an integrated way of, like, maybe there's a point where you might need some medication when it comes to your thyroid or whatever, but you can still have some herbs and some good supplements and the routines and the lifestyle, and also, of course, the energetic part behind of it.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for that, Dr. Anaïs. That's always very important to kind of get that medical standpoint, especially when we want to make sure, and we talk about in medical tourism, that, those are the things that you want to get, the cutting edge of different things. But when we can go on the natural side, from what I'm hearing you say as well, it is really important to have that, and to have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But starting out with, our health and really taking ownership, and that's why I love having this Wellness Wednesdays. I wish I could see your beautiful face right now.
It's so
Just
weird that I see you and I see my face, so I actually don't know why.
Well, we will then. I don't know if Summer or if anybody else is on. If you can see, that's going to be spectacular because I've been putting your, for the clips that you can go back and you can hit hashtag replay and you can see a lot of this wealth of information that is on here that's there. The other part is that I was mentioning for us when we take ownership of our own health. Is there any tips that, as we talked about the menstrual cycle and Summer and some other of the listeners kind of just alluded into when they're going into menopause. So can you kind of give some insight for us that might be, well, I went into early menopause. Let's talk about early menopause into my 40s because of autoimmune and other things. But then those that go into the pure menopause, it might be in their 60s. Tell us a little bit about that if you can.
Of course. I think what it also when it comes down to like menopause and all hormonal, I would say like issues or changes, a lot it has to do with nervous system regulation, right? So also why I teach this to like nearly every woman. A lot of things and symptoms comes down to stress and like on a holistic level, of course, the stress we have in our daily life, the stress we have throughout work and all of that, but also like the internal stress, so like where our system kind of doesn't know anymore how to fully relax, how to let go, how to just be in presence, to be in peace, right? So I think especially when you go into menopause, a lot of like nervous system work can help, where like just do breathing exercises, do like box breathing or like pranayama, or like there are plenty of like breathing exercises you can do. I love tapping. You can do some like somatic exercises to like really help your body more to like ease into this transition. Yeah. Now I don't hear you anymore. So like I don't get it. I think
I'm
the
muted.
technical.
I'm muted.
Ah,
The tapping that goes in right here and here. And, when you're getting your body moving,
yes.
this is what Dr. Anaïs is speaking about. These are the different things that you can kind of get started. So I hope that all of you guys are really just absorbing this in. There's a wealth of information that is here with Dr. Anaïs as far as that can see, and you are able to kind of grasp even through those tech gremlins. Summer and I spoke on some Clubhouse platforms, which we didn't get to see each other like this. And Summer was one of my speakers that came on and talked about pancreatic cancer. So, I think one of the last questions I'd like to ask you, just because when there's chronic illnesses or things that can be life threatening, and you're talking about women's health, because I believe we're in the United States. I don't know if it's international. Dr. Anaïs is heart health month. Can you tell us a little bit, maybe some things that with heart health, you've got the things to know immediately to educate people. But is there anything you want to share when someone has a chronic, complex health issue?
Of course. I mean, definitely. I mean, this is the case where you want to see a doctor and like really get support, and like don't do it on your own. And please don't, like I always say, don't play doctor. Like there's a reason why we're doctors, study for so long and train for so long, that we know that we like have this knowledge, right? So like don't do it on your own. Please seek support. And of course, if there's like a complex thing that might be the case where you actually really need medication, but you can still support your body. And I think a lot of, like, as I'm a doctor but also an energy healer, I think a lot of things in the body actually comes down to not feeling the feelings we have to feel, and especially the heart. Like the heart is such a miracle, right? It works for you every day. It pumps your blood throughout the body without you doing anything. But also there's an energetic heart, like where you actually like have a energetic heart center, like the heart chakra. So to really, I think, sit down with yourself and listen to your body, listen to yourself, and see what feelings are there that want to be felt. Even though like the uncomfortable ones, like to be sad, to be like angry, to have shame or whatever it is, I think is one of the main reasons why we also have symptoms, because we suppress so much in our modern society.
That's so true. And listening, here we go back again. If there's the one big part that we can talk about, is listening to our body, because that is, if you have a chest pain, if your digestive tract is not where it needs to be, then, don't leave that doctor. I'm hearing you, as far as some are saying, wait a minute, did you check like the gallbladder and the digestive? And when you are talking about, because where Dr. Anaïs is, yes, it's the evidence-based medicine that she focuses on, the lab work that goes into that nervous system regulation, but also she ties in when she's doing her analysis of you, and where she can help is not just the energy work, but it's that self-connection. And she helps you really understand too, that's going to go into root causes, where we're all about that in traditional Chinese medicine, going to the root, restoring the balance, and enabling that lasting change. I don't know if you want to share anything about that, Dr. Anaïs.
For sure, I'm happy to. That's why I always like work longer with like persons, especially women, because I find to really go to the root, it just takes time, and the body needs that time, or like your whole system needs that time. So when I work with women especially, I of course look on the body level, so which nutrients you need, which routines do you need, in like your nutrition also, but also doing a lot of nervous system work, which I also talked about, like having tools where you can regulate yourself. I always say, like, I'm not the healer, like you heal yourself, I'm just reminding you of your own healing capacity, and I just support you on your way, your body to naturally heal itself, right? So the body can go back into balance. And then I also do like energy work and help you with like the mental blockages, because I think, I mean, we learn so much through our life, and like especially when we are young and we are children, we learn things that are not beneficial for us. So like letting go of like the mental blockages, but also the energetic blockages and like core beliefs we have in our lives, so we can fully thrive again to actually be you. So I always say, and that's actually my favorite sentence, is healing means coming home so you can be yourself.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm getting just doing a little bit more of putting some of these programs on here. Summer said that she didn't see you either. So Italy might be sometimes. The World Wide Web likes to just block out some of our things, and but audio, we've got the feedback is definitely there. And yep, you're right. Food is so important naturally, of what we eat, and we are what we eat, and not having that processed. And like, even for me, I'm noticing that as I'm getting older, at when the body is changing, at 58, my body is changing, and I'm like, hey, I love mozzarella, but unless you're in Italy, or you can have they do a good provolone, a good different things. You've got to really be careful of what the ingredients are, and listen to the body, and have that fruit. And I am from Sicilian Argentinian. We like meat, but the body will tell you maybe it's too much meat, maybe it needs to be fish and the omegas. So I really appreciate this. I posted Dr. Anaïs, because some of the things that were on your website that you do when you've got two different types of services that go into obviously the best one, I would guess, is the 8-week program, and the other is like a lab values consultation. I would love for you to really just talk about maybe that of your services when you talk about your path, each of our own paths to lasting health.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So as I already like mentioned in before, like the 8-week program is like a one-on-one consultation. So it's like I'm in that journey with you for 8 weeks, and we talk about all the things I already talked about, like nervous system, body, supplementation, nutrition, mental blockages, energy work, all of that in like 8 weeks. And I like you see me every week in a like normally with also video. So like we have our Zoom calls every week. We do have WhatsApp support. Like I'm really deep in the journey with you, which why I always just have like 3 persons at the same time in that 8 weeks, because like I'm really with you in that. And the lab work is really just if you feel like, okay, I might want to look what supplements would work for me, or like where can I maybe adjust my nutrition a bit, then this is like a single session of like lab work. But of course, if you really want to get to the root cause, to really thrive, to be full of energy, to have balance and joy and all of that in your life again, then 8 weeks is just better, because like you really get to the root cause. And what I wanted to add shortly also, as you said about nutrition, and like someone commented it here, is I find consuming is not only about food. I find consuming is everything you consume, whether it's music, maybe it's like the people you met. So like what is the circle you surround yourself with? It's the sport you're doing, it's like the clothes you are wearing, if it's like synthetic or it's like a good cotton. So like also consuming, like when it, especially as women, when it comes to like all the cosmetic stuff, like the things we put on our body is like, I think there was a study of like how many chemicals a woman puts on her body daily. Like I forgot the number, but it was insanely high, probably over 50 or something, with all the creams and all of that. So like consuming is not only about food, it's also about the things like you put on your skin.
Wow. That's the mic drop, Dr. Anaïs. That is definitely the mic drop for that. Thank you for sharing that, because
Welcome.
it is not just the diet. It is so much. And many times we don't even think about that, as far as
Yeah.
how we are, what it is those clothes. I mean, I can't wear polyester. For the longest time, it was just straight silk and cotton and different things. So that is good. And of course, grounding yourself, being outside,
Yeah, in your nature.
into nature. And why, I'm grateful that I'm here, into a beautiful place. You are in Italy, in different parts, so that we can be out and having that, sun that goes into the mitochondria, the light, like we talked about last week, as far as how the light is so important.
Yes.
Well, this has been wonderful. I know that we are going to work through these gremlins right here, and I look forward to hopefully having you back again,
Of
so that
course.
we can do this again. She does some amazing workshops that tune in, that I look forward to having her, and wherever we are in the world, because we focus on those luxury international top wellness destinations. So definitely with Dr. Anaïs, or when she's coming back here, or whenever we're going to meet in another
Yes.
place. Dr. Anaïs, before we close, I'd like to know, do you have any final thoughts for the listeners out there? Anything else you'd like to share that you feel is important for today?
I think I close off with healing is your natural state, and you don't have to accept anything beside, like of course you accept what you have and then you work through it, but in a way like you don't have to accept that it will be there like your whole life. So healing is your natural state. Healing is possible once you take care of yourself and you take responsibility, and trust your body.
Trust your body. And Summer was here also. It's like, and the sheets, the clean sheet, what we wash our clothes with, as far as
Yeah.
like what we're washing. Well, Dr. Anaïs, I am so grateful for you to come on. I know you have another appointment. I want to be respectful for your time. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Please don't log off before I just say goodbye to all of the viewers. I have put website on there for how you can get in touch with Dr. Anaïs. And please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Help me to get these messages for wellness tips, travel tips that we do on Tuesday, just around the world to make our world a better place internationally. Dr. Anaïs, is there anything else before we close? Anything else that you want to add?
I think we said everything, Neelise. I thank you for your time, also for your invitation, and I love threading health around the world. And yeah, I love to see you soon again, definitely. And blessings to everybody out there who's been watching. And may you have a blissful day.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, please don't leave. I'm going to go ahead and I will be back with you, Dr. Anaïs, in just a moment. And okay, guys, so this has been our wrap for Wellness Wellbeing Wednesday today. I'm grateful for Dr. Anaïs and her time. If you were able to see her face, fabulous. Drop it in the chat below if you were not, but I got note that the audio was good. Again, these wellness tips are brought to you by MacArthur Accommodations. If there is ever a time that you need anything, please come subscribe to our immunity community. You can go to immunityforlife.net and you can subscribe. My name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur, and I am your hospitality, health, and wellness strategist that is here to help guide you through that positive process for change. Tune in next time. Let me know if you need anything else. I want to wish you guys a beautiful, blessed, and prosperous day, and to honor all of the people from the Elephant Strategy Clubhouse Room and Elephant Strategy groups. Go and be brilliant today. What is it? Don't worry about tomorrow. Just focus on today. I'm sure you guys will tell me how I joshed that up. But thank you again. I want to say, go be healthy, get outside, and we will talk next time. God bless.